Thank you for joining the Kingly Love podcast. This is Frederick here. We focus on positivity, hope, and most importantly, an encouraging and loving message. Today, we have a reaction to a video about feminism. Okay. We want to remain completely neutral. We will look at it, and then from there, we'll decide whether we can find something positive in there that can be encouraging, right? As opposed to automatically be against something. Just take a look and find out, and make your own assessment after you've watched that video. All right, let's go and watch. Oh, by the way, before we get started, take a moment to please like and subscribe the video. Okay, I'll give you guys a few seconds. Okay, thank you very much. I believe you have liked and subscribed. Let's move forward.
Call me biased because this happened to my husband, but hear me out. So an ad came up on his Facebook for a cell phone company that was giving donations to women's shelters. Listen closely to his comment. He said, "Wow, it's great to see good causes like this being supported by big companies. It would be great to see the men's shelters supported as well so that we can create an equal dialogue." Super positive, super fair, super non-dismissive, and frankly,
Right.
he's right. He was promptly attacked by women telling him to go cry about it, go put on a dress and sleep in the street in the rain and see how it feels. I don't think they realized who they were talking to or how much it hurt. He's been homeless. He was kicked out at 17 and he's been on his own ever since. He's a recovered drug addict who has spent many nights on the streets. And guess what? There was nowhere for him to go because women's shelters are everywhere, but you are hard pressed to find one that will take a man, especially a 17-year-old boy. So he's coming.
That's very true. There are lots and lots of homeless men out there. Okay, where's the help? Seems like nobody cares about how they feel and nobody cares about the pain that they're going through. This is sad, extremely sad. You know, where's the love? You know, and I don't understand where this hatred is coming from. You're supposed to be trying to help someone who was in need, especially that if you see, as a man, if you see a woman being attacked or being harassed in the street, most men will go ahead and defend, even putting their own lives at risk just to defend that lady. But where's the help that comes for them? Who is willing to help them? This is a sad story. But it happens all the time. This is weird. I hope we have more humanity, more love, and consideration for other people outside of ourselves. Let's keep on watching.
From a place of full understanding of the needs for these resources, and he has every right to ask for equality in that. And he was met with absolutely no understanding in return. If this is the kind of equality women want, count me out.
Being privileged is being able to sit at home in America and tweet from your iPhone about how oppressed you are because people don't know your correct gender pronoun. Meanwhile, in other countries, at the age of 6 years old, they're sent to mine cobalt so that you can have that lithium battery in your iPhone to tweet about how oppressed you are.
Yeah, that's sad.
So I consider myself to be an anti-feminist because the modern day feminism movement attacks everything that it means to be a woman. They don't want to empower women for the things that make us different and special, like being able to give birth and raise kids.
Exactly. This is one thing I do not understand. We're not supposed to be the same. It's almost as if, you know, being, if they're saying that being a female is a wrong thing. No, there's beauty in being a woman. You can have kids. You're beautiful. You know, it should be celebrated. Our differences should be celebrated. It shouldn't be a reason to be against each other. In fact, we should work together. So I don't understand with this hatred from uh, this hatred for men is coming from. I don't get it. Our differences should be celebrated. We should complement each other as opposed to being against each other.
They don't even want to consider that a quality of a woman, but of a birthing person instead. Also, I don't hate all men. And I don't think that's cute, and I don't think it's funny, and I think the war on men is actually really disgusting.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think of myself as a victim. I don't think I'm oppressed because of my gender. I think I have the same rights as men, and if you have any ideas of what rights I don't have that men do, be sure to leave that in the comments. I'm pro-women, anti-feminist.
A man taking advantage of a woman when she's drunk is so wrong. I totally agree. And I mean, it's so wrong when women do it to men too. Taking advantage of a man when he's drunk, financial domination, trying to appeal to his porn addiction or sex addiction, to get a little extra cash. It's really sad.
By now, I'm pretty sure we've all seen the 97% of women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime videos. Whether that's...
What'd she say? She said 97% of women will be sexually assaulted. 97. Wow. That's a large number. I hope it's not right. 97%? Wow. I hope it's not right, but that's a large number.
statistic is true or not, we will disregard for the purpose of this video. Let's assume it's true. When men say not all men are, I don't think they're trying to disregard the issue that is clearly at hand. I think men just don't want to be classified as racists who are genuinely good men. Nor should we be classifying all men as racists or most men as racists or enough men as racists. We need to be standing with men against racists, not against men because of racists. We're creating division right now. This is ridiculous. We need to stand together, not tear ourselves apart.
I agree with her. We should work together as opposed to against each other.
Women who falsely accuse men of should be prosecuted to the full extent and receive the same sentence as a...
What do you think about that? Especially when, after the investigation, they found out these completely false allegations, and then yet you have destroyed somebody's life because you lied on them. I think it should be fair for you to, also go to jail for that because you destroyed somebody's life, And then most of the time here in the West, they just lie on somebody and walk away with no repercussion whatsoever. So, yeah, I kind of agree with her on that one.
Have you ever watched a woman at a bar hit on a man and get turned down? You want to talk about not having self-control. Try a woman getting turned down. I've seen women become violent and angry and rude, all because a guy turns her down. You want to talk about not having self-control. You ever seen women grab up on men at the bar? The guy's uncomfortable and tells them to stop, and they keep going because it's flirtatious and cute when they're assaulting him. Flip the other side, and a man did that, people will be all over him and throwing him out.
Right.
So you know how women always preach that narrative that men hate women? Here's some statistics for you. I started this week off at about 17% women following my page. As of today, I'm at 13% of women are following my page out of that 14,000 number that you see on the top of my page. So the more that I speak on men and equal rights for men, less women followers I have.
Yeah,
but yet,
sad.
Men hate women. Right.
Feminist women be like, women should be free to do whatever they want. Oh yeah? Well, what about women with conservative values? What about women who choose to stay at home and raise their own children and be homemakers instead of boss babes? What about women who don't want to be Miss Independent? I don't need no man. What about those?
There's nothing wrong with choosing to have a family, staying home with your kids. There's nothing wrong with that.
No! Who wants to work full time, then come home, take care of a house and kids, no wonder you're all miserable.
Why are we still pretending that women make less for the same job as men do? Because of misogyny. Now, yes, the national average is higher for men than versus women, but that's because men typically choose higher paying career paths, are more aggressive or more competitive when it comes to getting raises. Yeah. And women, on average, tend to choose lower paying jobs or jobs that they enjoy more that tend to pay less. I know, because I'm one of them. I want to be an editor. I'm never going to make as much as an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer.
Right.
Or even a plumber. And when it comes to working the same job, women just aren't as competitive. They also tend to work fewer hours, and they take a lot more time off for kids. That's going to lead to less experience and so less pay raises. Be more competitive. Choose a higher paying job field. And for the love of all that is good, stop complaining.
I have no feminism left in my body.
I hope you understand this image here. So, you know how we hear, I want to be independent, strong and independent woman, right? And all of a sudden, when you go to a date, you expect the man to pay for the meal, the entire meal. I think it's almost the same here. This man is leading the interaction. He's pulling her. And obviously, if something happens to her in this water, on this lake, he's gonna be the one jumping and trying to protect her. So there's nothing wrong with being different. We complement each other. And most men want to be nice. They want to do things for the woman that they choose. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But, the feminist movement, I'm all for equality. Let's be equal. But then when there's a burglar, I guess, who is going to go and defend the house? It's okay to be different. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's okay to be different. We complement each other. That's how it's intended to be. There's nothing wrong with being beautiful. There's nothing wrong with having kids. Just like there's nothing wrong with leading. Just like the gentleman is leading there. There's nothing wrong with relaxing in the back and being led. Well, let's keep moving forward. See that? She's enjoying it. That's how it should be. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not.
I don't agree with that. One gender is not better than the other. I don't agree with that at all. One is physically superior, but the other one can have kids. Okay? So let's respect each other. Let's be respectful of each other. Let's treat each other as we would like to be treated. So I do not agree with that statement.
They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our masters.
Women love to quote the false statistic that the reason we don't have birth control for men is because the men who were in the study couldn't handle the side effects. It's their way of trying to say why men are trash and women are superior and we bear the burden of birth control. Let's shed a little light on the actual truth of that birth control study. That study took place in 2016 amongst 375 healthy men. Yes, some men did drop out of the study because of the side effects, a whopping 20. We only focus on those 20 because it furthers our agenda. The real reason that particular birth control study didn't come to fruition is because it was halted by an independent safety review panel, because that particular injectable birth control was leaving men permanently infertile against their will, and in one case, a man died.
Hmm?
All right, I did want to respond to this comment really quickly because liberal views are all about science. Let's believe in science. So if this holds true, then you have to agree with me that a man has an XY chromosome, whereas a woman has an XX chromosome. Therefore, our chemical makeup is actually going to be different from each other depending on our gender. And that science is...
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with differences. Why are we fighting this? Where is the hate coming from? Where's the hate for men is coming from? It's good to be different. I don't understand why people are fighting men or men are fighting women. We should work together. It's good to be different. I don't get it.
is not going to change because your feelings are hurt. Therefore, you are actually taking away equality of women and men by putting biological men back into women's sports because they have a physical advantage over women. You have to agree with me there, right?
Yeah.
Unaccompanied minors seeking asylum, you can stay. Forcing families to send their children to the border alone, therefore...
As a Latina, as an immigrant, as somebody who's gone through the process myself, as somebody who's had family go through the dehumanizing process that Biden and Obama built, ignorant people like you are the reason this continues to happen. Instead of addressing the truth, you care more about virtual signaling on social media and spreading misinformation. So these problems will never be addressed because you won't even acknowledge the problems. It's true, some of these kids are sent by their parents alone. A great majority of these kids, the ones that are held for longer than 48 hours, are held because they can't locate their parents, because the adult they were traveling with was trafficking them. Biden and Obama had no problem returning these kids to their traffickers. Because Trump issued DNA tests, these kids were not returned to their traffickers and were held for longer than 48 hours. And you could foster these kids under the Trump administration. You just don't know that because you don't care about the issue. The reason these kids are being trafficked is because they're used to make it appear like family units when they're crossing the border. And then they're sexually trafficked in America. An influx of illegal migration means that more of these kids are trafficked. Congratulations, you encourage this.
Wow.
When did the whole killing an innocent child because you can't take responsibility for your actions become a right?
Yeah. That's a big subject here. Killing children because you do not want to take care of your responsibilities. Yeah, that I'm not going to comment on that, but yeah, I'll hope that we all choose life, okay, and make better decisions. Make better decisions. Choose life, okay. And if you can't, for some reason, take responsibility, there are plenty of women out there that cannot have children. They will gladly take that child. Let's choose life. Okay, let's remain positive. Let's remain hopeful. Choose life. Okay.
And I also don't support the movement Kill All Men. And I don't preach that porn is an uplifting resort for men. And I don't support the single motherhood rate that's shooting up because the government is teaching women that we just need welfare to be happy and have a family. And if you call yourself a modern day feminist and you say that you love all women, you need a reality check because you only love the women who have the exact same mindset as you. You're not pro-women and you're not pro-America. You're pro-stripping America from all of its traditional values and pushing modern day liberalism on everyone, which is the real pandemic.
Whoa, she said, which is the real pandemic. Well, yeah, she said something right there. Well, I'm gonna stop right here. It looks like this video is a little bit too long, but you get the point. The point is, men and women should work together. There should be no reason for hatred. Our differences should be celebrated. One is physically stronger, one is beautiful. They should complement each other. Okay? One can have kids. One is designed to go out there and sweat. Work together. Let the man bring the bacon to the house if he wants to do that. Well, at least I would recommend he does that, right? I recommend that he goes out there, work, and brings in the bacon to provide for his family. So there's nothing wrong with choosing to have kids and be a stay-at-home mom or respectfully being submissive to your husband. There's nothing wrong with two gender coming together and constructing a family. The most important thing is let's love each other, let's treat each other, let's treat each other the way that we would like to be treated. I hope you find in your heart to be positive, to be hopeful, and to remove that negative stigma from your mind, and to be someone that chooses life. Make better decisions, choose life. And if you need help, there's always a church on the side of the road there where you can ask for help. But I'll recommend you make better decisions in your life and that you remain hopeful. Okay, things that are harsh in life usually don't last for long. Okay, there's a better tomorrow. There's a new day coming. Remain hopeful. Love one another. Work together as a couple. Okay? All right, so I hope this was helpful to you. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And love thy neighbor. Thank you. Bye bye.